I'm Tarot Oracle. Today we're using the Tarot Z that just came out. It's just in time for Halloween. I'd like to know, I have a question from DT. DT wants to know, I want to know why my ex wanted to break up with me. And will I ever cross paths with him again in the future? To this day, I still don't have that much clarity on why he wanted to break up. And I'd like some closure on the matter. Well, before we start, this is for entertainment purposes only, so keep that in mind. This is for entertainment purposes only. So what do the cards say about why he wanted to break up? Basically, his wants and desires or what he needed in a relationship changed over time. So it's one of those things to where it wasn't you, there's nothing wrong with you, however, and there's nothing wrong with him either. However, what he wanted out of a relationship or the long-term goals from a relationship wasn't what he wanted anymore. So that has been morphing for a while. And I think that you saw part of that during your relationship. Something with him, inside of him, or something about him started changing. And this was affected by what he was watching, who he's talking to, and he has some friends or family that are sort of moving him in a different path a little bit, as well as one of those introspective things that he had to where he wanted something different out of a long-term relationship, but for a short-term relationship, you were okay, or this relationship was okay. But I think as you saw over time, he started changing, and he started changing not better or worse, but he started changing into a different type of need, or a different not a different type of person, but a different type of goal as to where he wanted to go in that particular relationship. And one of those things was sort of this confused, mixed up part of him with having kids. So it's one of those things to where he not that he didn't want to have kids, but it's one of those things to where he didn't feel like your two goals matched up on that particular matter, even though he may have said something to the contrary. But basically he needed a different type of relationship. So he moved into a different space to where he needed something a bit different than what you had to offer, which is not bad, it's not good, it's just something to where he morphed over time. And that was part of the, I think, issues where you had arguments. I think that some of that revolved around his modifications to what he wanted over time. So again, it's not you, it's not him, it's just you didn't like match up at that particular moment, and it's something to where he didn't want to use up a lot more time with you when your relationship was not what he was looking for in a long-term relationship. So it looks like that he's going to find someone else. It looks like that he's going to eventually have some more kids, and it's one of those things to where, again, it's not you, it's more of he needed a change, he needed to move on. And if you're looking for closure, the cards are saying that basically it's nobody's fault. It's just that time. It's that time to end the relationship. It's that time to where that meld that you had together, or that energy that you had together, was no longer valid for him, is no longer something that he wanted. So he is either found somebody, or he's going to find someone that's going to be a new relationship. One of the problems that he's going to have long term is that what he's looking for in a long-term relationship doesn't exist. One of those things to where he's looking for the unicorn, that person that has all these traits and has all these abilities and things like that, and it really doesn't exist. It's a bit over exaggerated expectations of what he wants. And it's one of those things where he's going through that stage to where he wants more than realistically he can get, or he wants more than realistically he can find the availability for. So I don't think long term he's going to be that happy with someone else. He may go through a few relationships before he sort of settles on something. But overall, I think he's going to be happier in a different relationship. I think you're going to be happier in a different relationship because if he did not want that particular energy between the two of you, then you're both going to be miserable. So one of those things to be happy that he left, be happy that he broke up again. You're just going to be miserable, if you stay together. So your other question was, let's say if you cross paths with him again in the future. Yes, you'll cross paths with him again in the future, but I don't think really it's going to be a long-term relationship. Maybe you have a quick fling or something, but I don't think you're going to have a long-term relationship again because that space that you occupy, that you two occupy, that energy that you two created together is sort of gone. It's sort of gone. And again, it's not only something he didn't want, he's not going to want in the future as well. So I really wouldn't, I wouldn't move on. I'm just saying. Again, this is entertainment purposes only. So this is what the cards say about what your question is. Hopefully that's answered a little bit and maybe given you a little bit of closure. DT, if you would like your own tarot reading for free, email me address at the email at the description of this video. And for now, that's it. Please hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.